Hello, good morning and welcome to the Mining Show brought to you by Blytheweigh on Core Finance. I'm Charlie Gibson. Now, as we always say, we're always looking for those companies that have gone up a few percent. Sometimes they go up more than a few percent and sometimes in very short spaces of time. Sometimes that can be connected to the appointment of a new chief executive officer. Is it in this particular case the company that I'm talking about? The share price has gone up from about 1.76p, about 1 3/4p to, well, something a little bit north of 4.5p at the moment. So it's gone up about 2.5 times in the space of just, well, what, about 10 weeks since the summer. And at exactly that point, that was the point at which the company appointed Patrick Cullen as the new chief executive. The chief executive, in this case, of Connemara Mining. So we've got the man in front of us now. Patrick, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
It's a pleasure, Charlie. Thank you.
Well done. Congratulations. Congratulations on the share price. All down to you.
We've got some great assets, all right, all Irish based, and we've gotten busy, and I think that's had a big impact. It does no harm that our primary assets are in zinc and in gold. As you'd be well aware, zinc prices have doubled in the past 2 years, and there's a lot of interest in Ireland particularly. Ireland's a big zinc exploration and mining jurisdiction, so I think, yeah, good timing.
So come on, you're being very modest here.
Well, I've been appointed to sort of head up activities going forward, and you know, the company's got a long track record, a lot of experience, senior management experience. John Teeling is the executive chairman. Guys with 40 years experience mining exploration in Ireland and elsewhere. So they need someone like myself to just get on the ground, get and see you guys here in London, get the investors more interested on the London side as well, let people know what we're doing. Yeah.
So I was going to say, so you're over here in London at the moment and talking to investors. So you've got, what, about 5 assets, 3 lead zinc assets and a couple of gold assets?
Right, so we've got, actually we've got the two gold projects, one in Donegal in the north of Ireland, one in the southeast, Wicklow, Wexford. Basically, we're the first, and then the zinc I'll talk about after. So the gold, we've been drilling recently in Donegal at an Inishowen project. We've done 12 holes on a project at Connemara, but we've identified another 4 projects in 4 targets in the area. It's a big area. It's 30 kilometres by 15, 20 kilometres, that sort of order. We're the first to drill for gold there, but there's been abundant exploration in the area over the past 40 years. So, you know, stream sampling, soil sampling, that kind of stuff. But we've gone in and we've found gold.
Good.
And,
good intersections. Go on, give us a clue. What?
Okay, no. So we've, in last summer, before my appointment, Charlie, the guys, they drilled like an intersection 5 meters, 4.83 meters at over 5 grams a ton. So very interesting. And they've confirmed, you know, mesothermal veins with gold. And it's in the Dalradian rocks of the north of Ireland. It's in the same kind of rocks as the Dalradian project, which a lot of your viewers will be aware of. They're joint listed on TSX in London, and they're building a gold mine over the border in Tyrone. So yeah, we think we're in the right space there. We've got a lot of work to do. We've been drilling recently, mostly to identify, you know, to better understand the structure. So the gold grades are going to come, but we're starting to understand the structure and how this thing is working, because we know the gold's there now. We just want to expand out into the greater project. In the south of Ireland, we've just done a very interesting deal. We had a joint venture partner. We've reversed the joint venture partnership, and we've now acquired their assets. So we've increased our licenses on the Wicklow Wexford project from, it was 5 licenses. Now we've got 17.
And you own 100% of all of them?
Now we own 100%. We did a net smelter return deal to acquire them. And we had a trend, there's known drilling, historical drilling on 2 locations. Knockalure and Tombreen. We're busy now setting up plans to drill to the south of that. So we had a 5-kilometre target strike length with known gold intersections, and with the acquisition and with the work we've been doing recently, I was there on Thursday and Friday last week, we've expanded that target into a 15-kilometre strike length, right? So the key thing to understand here is that there's been drilling in the past, but possibly the drilling that they were doing in the past in the 80s was for VMS, massive sulfide type deposits. They were looking for copper, perhaps gold. What we think we've got, and what fits very well with the model, is a stratiform, strata-bound deposit. So we've been there, we've seen some very interesting structures, and watch this space. We'll be making some announcements soon with our work plans there. Okay, and have you had any intersections? Can you tell us about any grades? Well, no, historically there was grades there, you know, but over short intervals up to, you know, 19 20 grams a ton.
Okay, so
But
in old money, that would be 2/3 of an ounce per ton.
Well, yeah, but some of those holes, in fact, finished in the highest grades.
Right.
So it's clear to us that
Sorry, they finished in mineralisation.
finished in
Can you believe
mineralisation.
it?
Yeah, so we're very excited about that. But not only are we're not going to go back and just do twinning from holes that were drilled in the 80s. We're looking to expand the project. So possibly the first. We're planning it now. We have people on the ground now. So possibly the first drilling we will do will be an absolutely new target, but we're very confident that we'll find gold there, absolutely.
Okay, can I put it to you that Ireland, very well known for zinc mining,
Yeah.
lead zinc mining, not so well known for gold mining, but with the exception of Dalradian.
With the exception of Dalradian, and there's Galantis,
Yeah.
they're actually an operating gold mine, but it is in the north of Ireland, so, but politically different, but a very similar space.
And Inishowen's a wild part of the world too, isn't it?
Yeah, so I was there. It's they've had some storms recently.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, were you blown away?
Not the hurricane that we've just had,
Right.
but back in August they had some very serious flooding. But as always, there's a silver lining to every cloud. In this
Or
case,
a
a
gold
gold
one.
one.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of exposure, a lot of new exposure that's been from the flooding on the rivers. So there's lots of brand new exposure that's never been seen before. So we have some new sampling activity. In fact, some of our sampling that we've done is in this area. We'll get results back in about 3 weeks' time, and I expect them to be mixed because we're doing prospecting. Well, we're doing prospecting, but we're certainly going to hone in on some very good targets, and we'll do some more, some very specialized sampling, some mini drilling. We're planning to do there as early as January, maybe even sooner. But that's that project. We're going to leave it sit now until we get our results and start to understand the structure. We're going to focus on Wicklow Wexford for a while now. We have commitments there in terms of expenditures, so you have to balance these things, and that's really the gold side.
Let's see, I can see you and Mag keep talking about that. I want to talk to you about the border between north and south. Could you be affected if that changes between Donegal and
right now
Derry, Londonderry?
I have my core stored in Northern Ireland.
Right.
But I suppose we could have to make a plan. No, I don't know. We'll wait and see. I think what we're going to do for the foreseeable future is going to be a low impact in terms of on the community and the area. We'll be drilling, and so it's not something that's just going to happen overnight. But yeah, certainly we're going to develop it. I mean, the strategy here is to take something that's very greenfield and build it up into a really decent asset, and we'll take it from there.
And then, do you plan to develop either Wexford, Waterford, or Inishowen, or is
right now, given that they're quite early stage, we can handle both of these projects. At some point, we may have to make choices, or we may have to bring in partners with deeper pockets, miners.
Yeah, okay, but that's a decision for the future. For the moment, next stage is drill up a resource, presumably.
Yeah. So, find it and get it scale, and then we look at resources.
Okay. So now tell us about lead zinc.
So the lead zinc, we're a junior partner on a primary asset, which is the Stone Park in Limerick. Okay. So what's interesting about that, it was a joint venture with Teck of Canada. Teck went quiet over the past few years and eventually sold this project onto a private company, Group 11 Resources. We were offered cash and the same deal as Teck, but we declined to take it. We felt that the market was just heating up, and this is something that was happening 3 months ago, right? 2 and 3 months ago. So essentially, they're in the middle of a listing. They put a prospectus out, this Group 11, and they're going to list in Toronto. What's exciting about that is, I don't know if you probably watch London closer, but certainly in Toronto, zinc is very hot at the moment. There was a listing Nexus on Friday. I think it's the third largest mining IPO in the history of the Toronto Stock Exchange, over $500 million, something of that order. It's up already 12% since Friday. So certainly, I think they're going to get their timing right for their listing. They're going to bring money, and they're going to start a works program which they've outlined in a NI 43 technical document that's available for their, as part of their prospectus. So we're going to go along with that. We have to contribute. If we can't contribute because of the funding, we have to dilute. But they're looking at an expenditure which involves us spending some £500,000 over the next 2 years, and we think that's manageable for a company where we're going in terms of our share price and the money that we're going to have access to.
So at the moment, so what actually on that subject?
Yeah.
How much cash do you have?
Well,
what's your cash burn rate?
So we have enough cash to do all the work on the gold
Right.
projects, and we'll be. But we're in an interesting space right now because we have warrants out at 3.4 pence. Our share price is, as you say, up over 4.5. We've got a warrants out at 5 pence.
So if it goes over 5, presumably the people with warrants are, what did you say, 3.4?
3.4 and 5
Presumably
pence.
they're exercising those warrants at the moment, are they? Or you would expect them to?
They haven't yet, because they're probably looking.
What are you doing?
No, because they'll be looking to,
Exercise them later when the share price is higher.
When the share price is higher.
But then the point is that's more money into the company.
There's no emergency, and we've had approaches. We have a lot of interest, and we've got some very loyal supporters, friends and family, and new investors. So, and they're expecting to make higher returns than perhaps the ones you've outlined.
Okay, and then and then more warrants at 5. So
yeah, so warrants
no
at
doubt
5.
they're watching the share price.
So we're moving.
So how much
carefully
money might come in as a result of those warrant
Well, the
exercises?
warrants are actually, there's £1 million worth of warrants
Right,
out at 5 pence, and there's 400,000 on the 3.4 warrant.
Okay.
So it's
So that's a nice
significant
little
cash.
addition to your.
Absolutely, yeah. No, that's plenty for the kind of work that we're doing in the gold, and to cover, and then going forward to cover our share on the lead zinc. But the lead zinc I want to talk about in a bit more detail at Stone Park, because what's very interesting about that is the grades. They haven't developed resources, and that's where we're going to go next. But there's been a lot of drilling, 135 holes, 3 major zones that have been identified, and it's all adjacent to the Glencore Palace Green project, which is 44 million tonnes at 8% and has been for a long time. We're aware that Glencore are drilling on the project again, so we're excited to be in a strategic position close to something very big that's happening in the region.
Is that your lead asset then? If we look at Connemara as a whole,
well, when they did the deal, the value that was put on our share, 23.44%, was 2.3 million Canadian, and that's going, there's things moving in the zinc market, so. Yeah,
and do you have a JV partner there, or is it?
Yeah, so that's the Group 11 Resources, the group that are about to list in Toronto, which is waiting for that time.
And you have how much, and they have how much?
They've got 76.56, and we've got.
Okay, so they're the operator, presumably.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're, so basically,
You're the
Tech
junior
did all
partner.
the spec. We had a free carry up to 75%.
Yeah.
So Tech spent a lot of 135 holes to get to that, and that's what we sit with. So, yeah, a very good deal.
Okay, and then is the plan? I suppose you don't necessarily know, but is the plan to do a deal with Glencore at the end of the day, or?
Oh, I couldn't say. I don't know.
I mean, they would presumably be the obvious partner.
I haven't spoken to Glencore. No, I'm sure Glencore have their own plans, but there's an opportunity to open up the ground, and if Group 11, our partner, and us can do it first, then that would be great.
And so much about. So what's the next stage at Stone Park then? What's
more
the
drilling, possibly 2D seismic exploration. Seismic exploration has been very interesting in Ireland. There's the Navan silver mines operated by Boliden of Sweden. They use seismics, and they identified a new block. They've just announced that they're developing a project to extend the life of mine by 20 years. They're going down deep, which is very exciting. My own experience, initial mining experience, is in deep level gold mining. So I'm pretty excited.
Is that in South Africa?
In South Africa, of course.
Right.
So I'm very excited to see Boliden announcing intentions to go from 1,000 down to 1,900 meters below surface, which is pretty.
Because that's just meat and drink to you.
Yeah,
Where were you on Western Deep
I'll
levels?
be busy discovering gold mines in Donegal and in Wicklow, Wexford, but it's great to see it, and it reminds people that how important mining is to the Irish economy, and how that we're actually a mining nation. That we can stand up there with countries like Sweden and Finland, Spain.
Up with the best of them in Europe.
Up with the best of them. And in the world, certainly.
Yeah, excellent. All right, Patrick, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for,
Yes.
but thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, Charlie.
Congratulations on that share price.
Yeah.
You said your drilling results in, 3 weeks or so?
3 weeks, but I want to focus on a longer. There's a lot more work to be done there. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, share price, as I say, up from 1.76 to just shy of 5p at the moment. So we'll be looking for similar sort of returns.
And I'll see you soon.
All right. We will look forward to that very much. Thank you very much indeed. That was Patrick Cullen, ladies and gentlemen, the Chief Executive Officer of Connemara Mining. I'm afraid that's all we got time for. I'm Charlie Gibson, signing off for the Mining Show, brought to you by Blytheweigh on Core Finance. Until next week, we'll be bringing you more such opportunities. We hope you have a very capital day.